Hey, Emily Roberts here, creator behind Personal Finance for PhDs. This video is going to tell you more information about my big new idea for a membership community. Basically, the idea is to create a private online space for us, the PhD and PhDs in training community, to talk about money. 3 big reasons why I created this site. First reason, I'm pretty tired of talking at my community and I want to talk with my community. I give seminars and I write, and the little bits of interaction I get from those are amazing, and I just want more of it. I also want you to learn from each other. I am not the only one with personal finance wisdom and experience to bring to the table. You all do as well. Second reason, PhDs and PhDs in training are different from other people with respect to their personal finance needs. So I wanted a space where we could just talk amongst ourselves because we get each other. I don't want people to have to feel, bad or ashamed of either their, low incomes for a long period of time or their high incomes once they get out into the real working world. I don't want any of that to affect our conversation. So I wanted to keep it just within ourselves. 3, I want this community to be about accomplishing stuff in our finances. As I said, I do a whole lot of teaching and I don't really know how that teaching is being applied. So I want to walk through that with you side by side. After all, learning something about personal finance is okay, but if you don't actually apply that knowledge, it's kind of all for naught. So this community is going to be about doing things, getting things accomplished within our finances. Okay, so here's my vision for this membership community. There are going to be 2 main kind of avenues for conversation. The written threads that you can read and add to at any time, and the live calls, which will hold a few times or several times per month. So I have a few plans, like for what I think would be great to do on a weekly or monthly basis, but of course, once there are actually other people inside the membership community, you guys will shape what we do. But here are some ideas for weekly threads that I had. Sharing personal finance resources, discussing new personal finance content, for instance, content that I put out or other people. And of course, I'll pose questions to the community that we can discuss together. Also, every Friday, let's share our ups, downs, and wins for the week as kind of a recap. In terms of monthly threads, I would love to see a recurring critique my budget thread where someone, a community member, volunteers, posts up their entire budget, and the community just, in a very constructive way, comes around and helps them figure out how to improve it. I also want to see reports on frugal experiments. I'm really big on frugal experiments these days, so just trying out some frugal tip for the first time. How did it work for you? How much money did it actually save you? Did you incorporate it into your lifestyle? Those kinds of questions. I also want a general accountability thread every single month. So at the beginning of the month, you might say, okay, I really want to do this one thing in my finances that I've been putting off forever. I'm putting it on the thread, and the other people will hold you accountable for actually getting it done. In terms of monthly live calls, I would love to see the members step up and do a how I X call, like how I meal plan. So in addition to those threads that will occur every single month, I have planned for several different themes to occur over at least the first year of the membership community. So every month or every 2 months, we'll have a different theme that we focus on as a community in terms of additional live calls on the subject. I can teach on the subject, more written threads about it, more resources, just a focus on that one area for that month or 2. So the themed months that I have, in my mind right now, which could certainly change based on your input, are these. For September, increasing income through funding and side income. October and November, savings, targeted savings, emergency funds, psychology of savings. In December, talking about financial goals. In January, frugality. In February and March, taxes, of course. In April, debt management, debt repayment. In May, budgeting. And then June and July, investing. And next August, family finances like joint money and kids. In addition to that, I'm planning on running what I'm calling the Frugal Blitz 3 times per year in September, January, and May. Anybody in the community can join in on the Frugal Blitz during those months. The idea is to cut your spending super, super radically so you end up with a bunch of money in your pocket at the end of the month that you can then devote to investing in frugal strategies for the long term. The Frugal Blitz really needs to be done as a community so that everybody else can help encourage you and keep you on track because it is going to be a tough month. Okay, so long-term vision, as more and more people join the community and it grows over time. I would love to see this community get big enough that it can then get small. I would love to create channels for different universities or different cities and have the students and postdocs and PhDs who live there and work there get into those threads specifically and talk with one another about their local issues, local tips, local resources. I also, once we reach a critical mass, want to see kind of cohorts forming. So the prospective PhD students can have a channel, the PhD students can have a channel, the postdocs can have a channel, the PhDs who are out in the working world can have a channel. And that way you can also focus on the issues that are specific to those different stages of training and post-training. I have really high expectations for the long-term positive financial effects that being in and participating with this community will have on each one of your finances. Net worth growth, obviously. Stress reduction. Increased confidence in your personal finance related decisions. Relationships smoothed over. Dreams realized. Money touches everything. But ultimately, here's the beauty of a membership community. It's not about what I want, it's about what we want. So if there's some other kind of thing you want to see or something you want to learn about, just let me know or start it yourself. This is absolutely something that we will create together, and so I invite you to join me. Okay, here's the awkward part. The community does have a cost associated with it. The reason for that is twofold. I want to spend a ton of time inside this community, teaching and coaching and giving and encouraging and holding people accountable and all of that. So I need to have some income to justify my spending that time. Second reason is actually about you. This is kind of a psychological principle that if you put money on the line, you will be more serious about your endeavor. So if you're paying every single month to be part of this membership community, it's going to encourage you to show up, be in there, get tons of value out of it. Of course, I want this to be affordable for you long term. And I expect that the direct financial benefits that you get out of participating in the community will far exceed the price of the membership. So much so that it'll seem like a drop in the bucket. I'm going to do my best to help you get there. So here's the price. If you sign up before the official launch in September 2018, the price is going to be $15 a month indefinitely. As soon as the community launches, September 1st, 2018, the price is going to go up to $20 per month. I hope that price strikes you as affordable and reasonable. And trust me, one of the first threads you're going to see when you log in is how you can come up with that $15 a month. Okay, so what is the next step? What do you do now? Basically, write that $15 into your budget starting in September and keep an eye on the emails because the sign-up info is coming your way in just a few weeks. Thanks, guys. I cannot wait to see you inside the community.